And we're back with another shaving video. This time to showcase another interesting razor that I have for sale on my Etsy page. You see description below for the link. This blade is from my personal collection. I got it brand new way back in 2010 when they first came out. It's a limited edition. It's a Boker. Honestly, this is the only Boker I've ever shaved with. It's the only Boker I've ever owned. On the whole, they just don't really speak to me like other razors do. Just, I'm not saying they're bad. They're German. They're very good shape. This is the Boker in question. 24 karat gold, plated. Even the little symbol there, I think, is like brass or something like that. But yeah, I got it in 2010 when it first came out. What you're seeing here is only my second shave with it ever in the time that I've had it. It did not come to me shave ready, and it was difficult to put a comfortable edge on. I don't know if that's, like I said, since this is the only Boker I've ever shaved with, I'm not sure what type of hardness that they use in their steel. If this is just, if it was out of the ordinary hard or what was going on with it. But I did eventually, it took some time, but I did eventually get an edge on it. But, I put it down for a long time just because it was a little frustrating. And then recently picked it back up and gave it another go at getting the edge on it. And this time I was obviously more successful. So yeah, they came out in 2010. I don't know how long they were made for, but I know every blade has a serial number on it. So I don't think they were made for that long. This one has a very low serial number. It's in the 90s. It's like 96, 93. I don't have it in front of me, otherwise I would tell you, but you can look on the Etsy description on the sale page if you're interested. But it's fun, interesting, unusual. Shaving with it reminds me of the old Greek mythology of King Midas. You know, how that old story of he wished that everything he touched turned to gold. Sort of feels like that when you're using this razor. Obviously, things didn't go great for King Midas in that regard. If you're not familiar with it, after he was granted by Dionysus the ability to turn anything into gold that he touched, and then he went and touched his daughter, and yeah, that didn't go well for his daughter. And then he tried to eat an apple, and that didn't go well either. So he wound up having to get the gift that was actually a curse reversed. And then he went on, I didn't know this, but King Midas actually has another story associated with him that I only recently discovered that involves a barber. Midas was invited to judge a musical competition between Apollo and Pan. And King Midas made the wrong choice, and he said that Pan was a better musician with his flute. And so Apollo got all pissed off and turned King Midas's ears into donkey ears. Of course, he was pretty embarrassed by that, and he hid his donkey ears from everybody, but the one person he couldn't hide his donkey ears from was his barber. And so he made his barber promise not to tell anybody about the donkey ears, but of course the barber wound up giving up the secret. He went and told just some reeds in the wilderness about it, but the reeds echoed it throughout the rest of the kingdom. So that the king of donkey ears, that wasn't a great story either. King Midas had a rough life, I guess. But I guess when the gods weren't always easy on the humans. Luckily, this shave is going a little better. My ears, although large, are not donkey ears. There's actually another version of that same story. If you're into English lit, this isn't to do with shaving at all, obviously. But if you're into English lit, Geoffrey Chaucer did his own version of the King Midas story, where it wasn't the barber that gave up the secret, it was King Midas's wife. It was in the story The Wife of Bath that Chaucer did. I think he was trying to say something about women and secrets. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I took that class in college. But as you can see here, the razor's doing great. I finally got it comfortable, got it to where it's easy to shave with. And yeah, it's not something I really want to hold on to. Like I said, I bought it because, finally it was something that I found interesting from Boker. It is what it is. It provides a great shave and it's very unique looking. But I have so many other razors in my personal collection, and I'm scared to use this anyway because I don't want to. If I use it too much, I'm afraid I'll rub off the gold plating. Although I will say it seems to be very thick. There's no sign of any rubbing off at all, even after the long honing session involved in getting this thing dialed in. And so, yeah, like I said, I've got it listed on my Etsy page. I'm priced it for what I thought was reasonable considering what I paid for it. Plus, you don't really see them at all. I haven't seen one for sale ever once they became discontinued again. So it's rare in some regard, just not super old. At least not compared to other things that I sell. But if you're a fan of the German steel, and if you're somebody who's shaved with a Boker before, I'm curious, or has honed a Boker before, I'm curious as to what you thought about how easy they were to hone. Because like I said, I was surprised at the hardness on this one. Okay, well that about wraps it up. You're going to see me throw it in the barbicide like I do after every shave with the razors that I sell. And I don't know, maybe I'll provide more mythology lesson on the next one too. We'll see. See what I have rubbing against my face in the next one. Y'all have a good day.